Hi, my name is Noah Marta, and today I want to tell you about my purpose project. My purpose project centers around one thing that's on the title screen, RNG chest opening. Now, RNG space is just an acronym for random number generator. And I want to ask you guys a few questions before we start like going into the nitty-gritty parts of this. And so my few questions are, have you ever played like Fortnite or Call of Duty Warzone or maybe even the original Mario games? All these games that either said yes or no to have one thing in common. They all have a block or a chest or something that gives you something random. And so I want to learn more about that because I've seen this thing everywhere in games. Like, think of a major brand game that does not have this. I cannot list one off the top of my mind that does not have this. And so I wanted to learn. And so, what better way to learn about something than to do it or by making it? And that's exactly what I did. I spent this entire time making and practically perfecting this code. And so, here, I will show it to you. So, as you can see here, there's this little quit, open box, and quit, right? Quit basically just close the entire program if I ever really want to do that. And open box, well, you can guess what it does. It opens the box or the chest. And so let's press this. As you can see here, we got a legendary and some random numbers up here. I'll explain to you what those random numbers are later. And basically, we got a legendary. Now, this may not seem like very hard to make, stuff like that. Like, why would it take you an entire school year to make this? Well, one, COVID. Two, because there's 673 lines of code in here. Like, this is the entire coding thing. Imagine that, trying to code this. And that just shows like how much it takes for like someone just to make this. And so I know you may be thinking, no, this is a lot of stuff. But most of it's just copy paste. Like I'll show you like stuff that are usually new. And so here, I'm gonna show you. Everything in yellow is basically everything right here. Everything here. Basically sets up everything. It makes all the bots that makes this thing go faster and makes them invisible so you guys don't get to see them. And so yeah, basically that's what it does. And so define chest open basically allows me so I don't need to rewrite the entire code. And so now we get into the good part. Anything in the red is where the magic happens. This is where all the randomness really happens, right here. Basically, right, you get a number. It's this one's Y, and then you print it. That's where all those numbers are. Yeah, Y, Z, and X. And I'll explain that to you. If X is less than 1 and greater than 50, that's basically saying that if X, this number here, this number right here, is less than 50 and greater than 1, it will make this happen. That's basically the copy paste code. But and Dave's that pen down just so that you can the code's reusable again, and so like I don't have to restart the entire code every time I want to use it, which is very important. Print common just tells you what type of box you have, and everything right here in green, that's basically the larger part of the box, like this part right here. That's the part that Bob does, that the green does, right? And now the rest, most of the rest of his code is Dave, and Dave is a very hardworking guy, and he does the entire animation by himself. And like the animation is, let me show you so you can get a better idea of how much he does. So this is Bob's job, and this is Dave's job. He makes this rectangle and makes this line around it. And yeah, that's what Dave does. Sam is the PR guy. He just talks. That's all he ever does. And so Sam dot left, and then you can see it's Y, and then Z is used here. And so if Y is less than Z, is stuff like that, right? Y basically says the rarity of the type of item that you get, and Z says like what's the name of that. And so yeah, all that Sam does is talk. And as you can see, there's a lot of purple here, but that's because you can change that depending on like how rare you want the box to be, what stuff you want to have, and stuff like that. And so at the end here, this sorry, this part right here, this basically just shows like tells all the bots to go back to their original position so the code can go again. And so yeah, here's just the keys if you didn't really understand anything here. Yeah, and I'll leave like a QR code and a link in the description for anyone who wants to see it, like go dive deep into this. And so really like that's mostly it that what I did. Like that's yeah, that's it really. And so you might be thinking that's not a lot, Noah. Well, I understand it may not be look like a lot, but it actually took a long time. And this will branch off into a full-on game next year, which I'm planning on making. And so yeah, be prepared to see a full-on game from me next year, including that includes this chess opening. I'll try to make it purely from scratch, but yeah. And so and sources that I use, and yeah, and some here's a QR code for a simple link. And if you want to have the full code, like just there, like in like everything that I used, yeah, simple code is the one I showed you. Full code is basically everything in that long list that I showed you there. And so, and this is the all the websites that I use. Basically, this how to generate numbers, like mostly simple like stuff that I need to use. And I want to thank Jiffy.com because that's where I got most of those GIFs where that was popping up, from every slide. And so yeah, thank you for listening to me ramble on about what I did this year. And so yeah, thank you very much, and have a good night, day, whatever you're watching this. Okay, see ya.